Shalom.
Shalom. That's right.
First off, we want to start out by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this 100% truth according to the spirits of be Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And peace and blessing to your hopeful elect out there pushing his word to the four corners of the earth in sincerity, man. And we got a little sit down today, man. And we're going to pretty much be touching on the plague, and the specific plague we're going to be going into is the plague of famine, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, as it says, somebody read it, 2 Edge 16, I'm already jump down to the part that says, many should perish for famine. Because, you know, as it says, man, a lot of people are going to perish from the fact of starvation. Because that's what pretty much famine is. Famine is pretty much a scarcity of food. It doesn't mean there's going to be no food. It just means a scarcity of food. And if you look up the word famine, one of the similar words is actually food shortage. And what has been going on a large scale now, food shortages. We have food shortage, a wheat shortage. All of it is a shortage. And if you look in the word famine, it says a food shortage, man. So we know that that's going to be one of the main plagues that wipe out a lot of you niggas, man. A lot of the masses. The plague of famine, which being for starvation. That would have been for, because if you're not getting enough food, your body going to starve to death, man. It's going to start to eat. It's going to go through a process called malnutrition. You know what I'm saying? We'll touch a little bit on that too, but you can go ahead and put that out real quick.
All right, this is 2 Edge chapter 16, verse 22. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine."
Comments. So now, who the ones that dwell upon earth? The masses, man. You know, you got the heathens upon the earth and the Israelites upon the earth. But it's a certain portion of them. The heathens, they already asked that, but the Israelites, it's a great portion of them that's going to perish of the famine. A lot of them are going to perish of famine. Go ahead.
I got the definition of many.
Oh, go ahead.
It says a large number of, numerous, a lot of, an army of, droves of, a herd of, several, diverse, multiple, untold, numberless, abundant.
So Lord's saying the masses, majority of the people are going to perish from the fact of starvation, which is a terrible way to go out, man, because he could have easily had you die any other way, but the fact is that your body's going through the process of destroying itself, then it gets to the point to where, when let's say a food is brought unto you, you know what I'm saying? You're starving and shit. You finally get some food. Your body is in the process of rejecting everything now. And then when you eat the food, you're going to eat it like you're starving to death. You're going to shove the shit down, stuff your mouth. You're going to throw all the shit up, man. And that shit going to hurt, man. It's not going to feel too pleasant. But you go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it could be within like the first 2-3 days, because with people, they got like diseases like you got diabetes, can't go a certain time without sugar, because we live in a gluttonous society, so a lot of people gonna really start losing their mind within the first 2 days, because most people have never went just one day without eating, all right? And it's that alone just gonna bug them out. How much more, like the ox said, when they like really can't eat anything, like when they like really skinny, looking anorexic,
poking at their ass.
Yeah.
The commercial, we like to say, you're not chewing, you're hungry, which is a actual known fact, man. You're not chewing, you're hungry, man, because when they're not gonna be able to think straight. They're not. They already can't think straight now. How much more when they ain't got no food in their stomachs? You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be able to think straight. Everything gonna look like food at that point. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be looking at something. They're going to look. Obviously, we know cannibalism is coming back on a high scale. That's coming back because there ain't going to be no food to eat for them, because all that food is going to be preserved for the elect, man. They're not the elect is not going to commit no abominable acts to survive Jacob troubles. The Lord going to take care of the elect. Now, you niggas, y'all going to be doing all these abominable acts. Eating each other. You know what I'm saying? Eating the dogs and shit. Eating shit they ain't supposed to be eating.
They the first to go. Pets.
Exactly.
They're going to be the number one. Who knows?
Because they're going to try, of course, they're going to have some sense of rationing. They're going to have the emotion towards certain things. Oh, I ain't trying to, I don't want to eat my baby. I eat the dog. You know what I'm saying?
And they don't even know what ration truly is. These
Exactly.
Rise up early to eat, and then they eat 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. These people don't know what the hell coming.
Hey, living in that gluttonous society.
Exactly.
They're not even storing up any food or anything for what's about to happen.
They not.
They're just out here. They're relying on those full storehouses. That's their safety net. That's their security, and that's bad because they're not gonna get any food in. Matter of fact, you can go to, was it 1 Thessalonians? Actually, get that suddenly.
I'm selling that shit a full song. It should be in the apocrypha.
Yeah, I think that's actually in the apocrypha. Because when that suddenness happens,
And yeah, that's the problem. It's gonna hit you niggas suddenly because y'all in this mirthful, happy-go-lucky spirit. You think you could go to your local grocery store. Here it is. You go to your. Let me read this real quick.
Got it right here.
Oh no, you can get that. You go and get that.
Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. All of them, the farms, the crops, and we just like a woman was speaking today. I forgot what brother posted it, but I actually uploaded this as well on my channel.
Jim is watching.
Yeah, he uploaded a woman talking about how certain food she bought is like double, or more than double now when she bought them, years and years ago, and just a year ago. And also, farmers that used to produce for the masses, they only got enough to sustain their family now, and really less than that. It's just they trying to make it work because it costs more to feed the cattle, and do stuff like that than to sell it. So it's costing more to upbring these cattle than to sell it. So they're not making any profit. They're actually losing off of it. So now they're talking about, well, we only got enough for our own, and I hope y'all do. And nobody else grow food but them. These people, they rely on these full storehouses. The sown places, the farmers, the croppers, and all of that. They got their own shit. And they're really going through something too. So they got to hold back on what they got for the next year. And the food we eat now is all from last year.
It's preservatives.
Yeah, it's the reserves and shit. When they going bad this year, so next year, that means there ain't gonna be no food.
You could think about it like a savings account. If you got a savings account and you save up money for a rainy day, well, you got a savings account. If you're just drawing from your savings account and nothing's going in your savings account, eventually it's going to hit zero. It ain't going to stay 300 or whatever amount you have in your savings account, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. Whatever it is, the more you draw for it, it's going to keep going and going and going, and then it's going to get worse for it. Because it's not like they need it, because it's like, let's say you need a savings account, right? Shit going up, so you need more. They need more of those reserves. And they probably had years where they probably, okay, we got to pick from the reserves, probably pull a little bit. Now they need a great bulk of it because it ain't shit out there, man. It ain't nothing. Then you have it to where, as the Apostle to Heart, he uploaded the video about diesel. Now, if you understand what diesel is for, it's for those big jokers, the ones that pretty much transport. They take the food from the farmers pretty much, and they take it to where it needs to go. Where it needs to go is probably Oklahoma, New York, all these other places. They transport the food. Now, if they ain't gonna be able to transport the food there, how the food gonna get to your local grocery stores? It don't just appear out of thin air. Boom. No, it's because it's being transported from those dudes, those big 18-wheelers, 16-wheelers that carry the food and stuff. Those truck drivers, which is the diesel. But the diesel is running low to a point where it ain't gonna be none, man. That's why they on strike for it. They need a lot of diesel drivers for one thing. People that's gonna drive them jokers. Ain't nobody wanna drive them because gas getting so high. If gas is expected to get around, you know what I'm saying? Because we know it's gonna go to $6. $6 for us, that's regular gas. For them, it might be $8. They're not gonna want to pay that. Because especially the ones that are not local, because you have your local ones. You have the ones that travel from state to state. You know what I'm saying? They bring in all the food from the different places and all that. And like you were saying too, like, because you said, like, can you read that again, Baba Shah?
You read 2 Ezra 6 and 22, and suddenly, meaning unexpectedly,
Exactly.
Because these people aren't looking for it to happen. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Exactly, you said a sown place. That pretty much mean like, planting and all that type of stuff, sown places pretty much. Go ahead.
The full storehouses, that could be like the Sam Club, Walmarts, Kroger's, all of that, Albertsons. The sown places shall appear unsown, and it's like the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
Exactly.
That's because the truck's not going to come in eventually, and also people going to loot them, just like they did 2020.
That's what I'm saying. You think about what happened in 2020. That was light, and it was a mini famine that happened that year. It was a light famine that happened that year.
And then people bought at the same time, so
Exactly.
It was really gone for a while. But hey,
as you call it, man, they gonna They gonna panic buy. They're gonna do that process to where like they're gonna see shit happening and they're gonna panic buy. The expiration on that day, the expiration date for all the shit gonna be fucking the next month.
Buy the right shit.
They ain't gonna buy the right shit.
You think you gonna freeze all this food? Well, when the power go out, then guess what? All that food can be bad in less than a week, less than 4 days. So now you gotta cook it all, and you can't eat it all. Like the movie American Blackout.
Mm-hmm.
But also the price of diesel or oil, them barrels of oil, is like just above $100 right now. But they say it's gonna be like over $300. It's about to hit over $300, which will make gas go up to about $10 to $15 a gallon. So when shit get like that, ain't nobody gonna be able to afford that shit at all. And it's gonna be a real problem. It's gonna be more food riots because we already see some food riots like in England, but it's gonna be more food riots, more. I don't know if it's the food riots in England. It was a gas protest in England. That's what it was a few days ago. Food riots as well. I forgot where it was, but it's food riots, gas protests. So once these things get worse and worse, if it's already this chaotic now, what is gonna be the state then? Then you're gonna have prophecies come to pass, like Second Ezra, was it 15? People gonna go into each other's houses with the sword because of lack of bread, great tribulation. Hey, you ain't got no food. Well, I need to go take their goods and get what they got. And I need to live. And if they ain't got nothing, I gotta take them. I'm gonna have to eat them. That's gonna be the mindset that people is gonna that's what it's gonna turn into. That's the reality we're facing now. And if you ain't got Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, you're gonna be left out because he's not gonna remember you.
Yep, and it says it. I'll just read that real quick. It's like, this is Sirach 40 and 9. Really, we're gonna start at 8. It says, such things unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners, man. So everything happened to us being upon the earth. Everybody died. You know what I'm saying? All these things happen. You get infections and all that. But if you a sinner, it's sevenfold upon you. That means sevenfold is meaning complete. So however the Lord see fit for that judgment to be upon you. You know what I'm saying? Now this is
verse. Be a lot worse and unto death.
Come on, man. Now this is verse 9. It says, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge.
Now those things are upon the earth, but they're increasing.
Come on, man.
The wrath of Yahweh is here. Go ahead.
These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. And as he was saying, man, those are displays of the Lord bringing his wrath upon this place. But he said these things are created for the wicked. So like he has said, if you don't have Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah with you, you pretty much deem the wicked. You in that category of the wicked. The ones that are going to get wiped out with the plagues he's coming to destroy this place. Because pretty much you're a part of the problem, man. You're joined hand with Esau. And I'm going to get this real quick. This is Ezekiel 35. And I'm going to jump to the... I'm going to just start at 1. It said, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, which Mount Seir, which means pretty much Esau, Mount Seir. And it says, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord, thy power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee the most desolate. Now we know the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, the son of Job 9 and 24. So you know what I'm saying? So the Lord said he's against this place. So that's why the plague is going to go on a worldwide scale, because the devil owns the whole world. And these plays are against the place. The Lord said he's against this place to destroy it, pretty much. And I'm read that part again, verse 3. And said unto it, thus saith the Lord, behold, on Mount Seir I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Now another time when the Lord said he stretched out his hand, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm see if I can find it real quick, I think it's Ezekiel 14 and 12. Yeah, this is Ezekiel 14 and 12. Well, we're going to start at 13. It says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me, which we see is happening on a high scale, and they call themselves Babylon the Great, pursuant of Revelation, the mother of all harlots and abomination. And this is the worst possible wicked kingdom there could ever be, man. That's why the judgment here is going to be so bad, because the wickedness here is so bad. It's at all time, as they say, if Sodom and Gomorrah would have knew the iniquities here, they would have repented, man. This place is far gone. And it says, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, so he's talking about the ones who own the land. Pursuing the, Isaiah? I think it's Isaiah 45. Isaiah 45 speaks about how if the earth, it said the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. So it's not the land. Actually, it's the ones who own the land, which is Esau right now. And it says, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and I will break the staff of the bread. So when the Lord said he's going to stretch out his hand upon it, the first thing he brought out was famine. Because we know he's going to be other plagues coming here. It ain't going to just be famine. It's going to be other plagues. But when he said right here, he said, when I stretch my hand upon it, first thing he's going to do is break the staff. He's going to dismantle the food supply. Because that food supply ties in with a lot of things, man. Because let's say, for example, you're not even starving, right? Why you not starving? Because you committed cannibalism. And that's due to the fact of lack of food. You're going to be killing people like Doc pulled out, man. They're going to spoil their neighbor goods due for lack of bread. They're going to be killing each other, breaking into people's houses, committing judgment on these. They're going to put the spirit on them to commit judgment on people. because they are hungry, man. They starving out. They're like, damn, ain't no food, man. I done went to Walmart, stood in this long ass line just to get a damn can of beans that I don't even fucking like. You know what I'm saying? And you know they're not of the contempt spirit, man. Nigga, cause me, I don't like black eyed peas. You know, nigga don't like black eyed peas. He get black eyed peas and shit. He like, I don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna want something else. You know, they gonna be in that type of spirit, man. They gonna be just, you got some?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, yeah, they gonna be in that type of spirit, man. They gonna be coming for people. Spirit, hey, it's gonna be bad out here. And it's gonna be doing for the lack of food. It ain't gonna be no food out there, man. It's only gonna be a small portion for the elect. For you other niggas, y'all gonna perish, as it said in 2nd Ezra. But you can pull yours out real quick.
All right, give me one moment.
All right. Hey, read that real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to reread it.
Yeah, reread it.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish with famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Come on, man, keep going.
And the dead
And others are gonna escape the hunger, because this is talking about the 2/3. Because the elect, they're escaping everything. This is talking about the 2/3 nation. The ones that they gonna escape the hunger, because they're gonna be preserved for the sword, the destruction. They only escaping the hunger because the Lord's gonna allow them to eat cannibalism. You know what I'm saying? Cannibalism or any other aspect. They might somehow eat from them damn bunkers that they have, but it's all for the will of the Lord, so they could eventually get to the point to where they're not escaping that second death. But you go ahead.
All right, verse 23 says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them.
So that tells you that it's gonna be so bad you can't bury nobody. Cause dung, meaning in other words, shit. So it's so bad that we're not gonna have time to have a ceremony. My uncle died. You got the casket for him. No.
Some of those bodies will even be eaten.
Exactly.
Honestly, some of them bodies will be eaten.
They gon' man.
That's what I got right here.
Con, you go ahead though. Nah, you get yours real quick.
All right, so this is proven cannibalism because we know we're speaking about famine, and we said, you know, how there's gonna be cannibalism again. Man, y'all gotta watch the movie The Road. You know, where he's talking about the great fears, cannibalism to be eaten. But let's go ahead and prove cannibalism is gonna come back again today. Now we know. Let's read this right quick, and there's plenty of scriptures to prove it, but I'm just gonna pull these two. Matthew 24 and 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation." Remember? Hey, matter of fact, go back to that.
Which one?
Actually, I got it. You can do what you're doing.
Nah, you want me? If I get for you, I guess.
The going to each other's houses. The sword. Second
sword.
I got it right here though.
Oh, you going there?
So this is gonna be 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, right? Their goods, whatever they need to survive. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Key word, lack of bread and great tribulation. They're going to do those things for that reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this Matthew is speaking of the time of great tribulation of Jacob's trouble. Matthew 24:21. For then shall be great tribulation, just like we just read in 2nd Ezra 15.
Oh, man. And that's pretty much like it for Kenyatta, but like pretty much all these things that, you know, the vision that Ezra's got, and even Daniel had a portion of the vision, pretty much it is pretty much the time of Jacob's trouble. That's that great tribulation. Because it's not talking about no other tribulation. Because we go through tribulation on a day-to-day basis, you know, curses, you know, your boss at your job, shit like that. You know, we slaves here, you know, so we're in slavery. But the tribulation speaking about is that great tribulation. That's why I called it the great tribulation. And pursuant to Jeremiah 30:7, at last for that day is great and nothing is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's troubles. Tribulation, pretty much. You go ahead, though.
Yep, so to prove that cannibalism, it reads, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world." So since Adam and Eve, since earth was created, such was not since the beginning of the world to this time. So to that time, no, nor ever shall be. So this time that we're about to go into is going to be a time that has never happened before yet on the planet Earth. And it's going to be worse than any other time on the planet Earth, meaning worse than the Holocaust, worse than D-Day, worse than Pearl Harbor.
Hey, worse than the fucking Black Plague or the bubonic plague.
Yeah, you can go
Y'all
on
can
YouTube and look up that.
Yeah,
and it shows you the amount of people that died from each one.
You could just
that
really
right
just,
there is devastating.
Exactly. You could just really look up the worst plagues that come amongst the earth.
Greatest
in
plagues.
general, yeah, and just see the death count, and the Lord gonna top all of them.
Yep, and here we go right here. Let's just go give an account of something that happened that was really bad when it was cannibalism, to prove that since this time is going to be worse than that, cannibalism has to come back, and it's really going to be even worse. 2 Kings chapter 6 and starting in verse 26. And there was a great famine in Samaria. Now we read in the scriptures how there's going to be famine here, right? Matter of fact, when you go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, Is it 15?
Which one?
Oh, 16.
I'm already in it.
I got it right here. I don't know exactly. Matter of fact, we read 22 when it says, "For many of them that dwell upon her shall perish with famine, and the other who shall escape the hunger, whether he got food stocked up or he commits cannibalism, shall the sword destroy." So the missiles, or Esau, Edom coming in like a sword, or just somebody with the sword.
Yeah.
But ultimately it's going to be those missiles. But when you read to verse 19, it says, when 18 says the beginning of sorrows, but 19 says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges, for amendment." So there you go. Famine's gonna be here again.
Man. And like you read that, you know what I'm saying? It says sent for amendment. Amendment means to amend your ways and make something right. So the Lord sent that, say, just to perhaps, so you can repent. And you think of scourges mean a whip. So if you whip your kid, you whip that so they can amend their ways, so they can make exactly. So Lord sent those, and you see it. It started way back in 2020. Well, that's when it really got to a high scale where food was really short. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't just looking at the news, the average Joe Blow was just looking at the news, you know what I'm saying, that, the regular headless chicken ass niggas was like, damn, shit getting low. You know what I'm saying? And they were saying as scourges so you could repent and come back to the
obedience. Some people actually did repent from in that time, actually.
Exactly.
So
you going though.
All right, this is 2 Kings 6 and 25. "And there shall be a great famine in Samaria." And we know it's about to be a famine here. It's already here, but it's going to be even greater, of course. It says, "And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a calf of dove's dung," so a bird shit, "for 5 pieces of silver." So they were selling a donkey's head and bird shit for a hyper-inflated amount of money, right? Because of the famine. Verse 26, "And as the king of Israel was passing upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king." 27, "And he said, If the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, when shall I help thee?"
And that's what's going to happen now, man.
Yeah, that's going to be the same exact thing. You're going to tell the men of the Lord, help me. But you can be like, hey, man, if you don't got the Lord with you, how can I help you?
Hey, it speaks about them fullest versions that didn't have the oil.
Same thing. Go get your own oil.
Yeah, that's going to happen. We ain't got enough oil for us. That's how it's going to be like, if the Lord ain't, that was like, if the Lord ain't helping you, whatever. It's like, if the Lord ain't helping you, what can I do? Because I need the Lord's help. If the Lord is out to kill you, man, because that's why Scripture say it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Because the Lord got everybody in his hands, whether you might mark for judgment or you mark to receive salvation. So if you're marked for judgment, what can I do to help you? Just, I'm glad I got it. You know what I'm saying? But you go ahead.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
All right, go ahead, grab it. Just grab that part, specific part we're looking for.
All right, when you get that part, I'm gonna read this article real quick.
I got some more right here. Go ahead.
You're talking about where the oil went out?
Yeah, when they look at some.
All right.
And the oil is finna representing the deep understanding of this book, man. That's what it means. Isaiah 13:6, man. So you go ahead.
Candlestick, man.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 8. It says, "And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil for."
There you go. They're gonna be asking. Go ahead.
"For our lamps are gone out."
So they're gonna run out, and it's gonna be devastating to them because where the fear of the Lord is, it turns away wrath. So they're gonna be taking part in that wrath. Then they're gonna be trying to repent. They're gonna try to come in. Amos 8 and 11. Proverbs 1:20 on down. They're gonna fulfill that. But they always gonna try to come back. Hey, in their affliction, they're gonna seek him early.
And you think about that, you know what I'm saying? Read that part again, Babu Shah. Kind of went way wrong.
All right, it says, "And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out."
Now, if you think about the lamps going out, that's like pretty much saying they stability they had left now. Because they had some stability when the play, like they even got some sense of stability right now because they could go to the store, grocery stores, you know what I'm saying? They got money is a defense. Even though the hyperinflation kicking their ass, shit getting hyperinflated, still though, they got stuff to where they could be like, okay, they stable in the mind. When they get to the point to where there's nothing that's stable to them in their mind, they're gonna run to like you quoted Amos, especially Amos 8 and 11, and you read 12, it says they should run to and fro seeking word, but they should not find it because the word of the Lord is gonna be the way to escape all these judgments, man.
It's gonna give you stability.
Exactly.
And Yahweh Bashim Shah is gonna take care of those.
That comforter.
That's why they're gonna try to. It's not like they're just gonna try to get the word. Oh, I got the word, but they still starving. No, they're gonna try to seek Yahweh Bashim Shah. And what they gonna say when they pray? Oh Lord, help me. Oh Lord, save me. That's why, because they want to get taken care of. It ain't just Yahweh Bashim Shah. Then they starving to death. Oh, I'm good now. No, The Lord, they want that covering. They want to have refuge in that time, but it's gonna be too late.
Yeah, that's a good word, refuge, a place of protection.
Yeah, exactly. From the plague, from the wrath. But I'm gonna keep on reading this. It says, and he said, it's back in Kings, and he said, if the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, when shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, what alive thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son. Remember, this was in famine back then, right? And Jacob's trouble gonna be worse than this. This woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today.
Now, when you think about that, I like to bring this out. Now, of course, we understand the curses, but any nigga that don't understand, well, you niggas, they don't understand the curses. Everybody knows how that mama love is for their child. You know what I'm saying? For the babies. How they feel towards their babies. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got that unconditional love for you, baby. And, you could be...
So wait till famine.
You could be a sodomite. You could be all this shit. I'm still gonna love you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But like you just said, wait until famine. And it's a great way to use the woman because, the women finna go like that. How much more than the other people?
Even your house said, a mother may forget her suckling child, but I won't forget thee. So it don't matter.
You go ahead, though.
And that's just them.
Your caregiver want to eat you.
So it says, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. Verse 29. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So there you go.
She had to keep the food for herself. But
so basically it was a time of famine. And these two women had an agreement. Hey, you going to give your son today and we going to eat him. And then tomorrow you'll give your son and then we'll eat him. It's like, all right, bet. They boiled the son, they ate him. And then the next day came and she had hid her son. She wasn't going to bring him out, So that was cannibalism back then. How much more is those situations going to come upon the earth now? When this famine is going to be a time never before seen. This is going to be a time that has never happened before. It's going to be worse than the Holocaust. It's going to be worse than the Great Depression. It's going to be worse than anything that has ever happened. Slavery.
Yeah.
Say,
time I've never seen before.
Exactly. So how much more would that cannibalism come back just to prove that cannibalism is going to be here again today? Because that was in the midst of famine, and now we're in the midst of famine, and it's going to get even worse. It's going to go past what happened in 2 Kings, or is that 1 Kings?
I think it was first.
Let me see.
Not 2 Kings. I think it's 2
Let me check right quick just to make sure. Yeah, 2 Kings chapter 6. It's going to go past 2 Kings chapter 6. So just imagine what's going to be happening. It already says people going to go into each other's houses with the sword to spoil their goods. Well, what are those goods going to be? Well, if you got food, I'm taking that. You ain't got no food, well, I'm taking you. Matter of fact, I'm going to take your food and I'm going to take you. Because I'm going to eat you later after the food.
Hey, you seen it. That's why you brothers got to wash the roads, man. You got to wash the roads.
I might watch it again.
Because the fact is that it was seen in the movie, the fact is that they was preserving them niggas.
Yeah, that's
Because they going to take you and they going to feed you enough so where you have enough meat on the bone so they can eat you. They ain't going to feed you like, because you ain't going to be able to taken care of. They gonna pull one of you niggas out and he gonna come back with a missing leg.
And by the way, you can tell when somebody's been eating people because they got the shakes. They'll start shaking, and laughing a lot. It's a symptom from eating human meat. So, you in the time of Jacob's trouble, and niggas out there,
like the Joker.
Niggas laughing, they shaking, their hands shaking like they old as shit. That mean they been committing cannibalism a lot.
And you the next target, so run, nigga.
So watch out. That's just a fun fact. That's a fun fact to spot somebody that has committed cannibalism.
All right, go ahead and get that 2 Kings 16 real quick.
All right, this is 2 Kings chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 14.
Because if you read in 15, it actually says how he said he's going to smite Egypt with plagues again, man. Now go ahead and get that.
All right, 14 says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again.
So it's not going to stop.
Until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled.
Nah, stop right there. Now, if you brothers remember, you know what I'm saying, and for any newcomers, back in the year 2020, the year Apostle Heart to the Spirit called that year the year of prophecy. Why? Because he's seen all these prophecies happening, chiefly them plagues. He's seen them plagues coming at a larger scale. Because you've been hearing about the rumor of wars even before 2020, but they didn't get real bad until 2020 on through now. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and read that part again.
All right. It says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer.
So if somebody shoot a gun in the air, go ahead.
Mighty Archer returneth not backward.
That bullet doesn't just stop 3 feet away from where it just got ejected from the gun
hit
and goes back into the fucking clip. It keeps going. So these things are not gonna stop. That's what it's saying.
And then if you think about it, when you shoot something, it don't stop until it hits its target.
So prospering where it was sent, just like the Lord said.
Yeah, exactly.
His word isn't going to be void, but it's going to prosper.
You want me to get that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You can read that from the top down to where you just finished your.
All right, I'm at verse 16 from the top. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
So these things aren't going to stop.
They not. If you don't see, man, like it's continuing getting worse. The only thing that's happening is the only reason you won't feel like it's getting worse is the fact that because you got used to what wasn't good. Like they said, a new normal. See, it even happened to me one day. Like I wasn't used to, but like one day I was wearing the damn mask so fucking much. When I took the shit off, I felt weird. I was like, damn, fuck, I gotta start wearing the mask. But you know, it showed a sense like once you do something for so long, it becomes normal to you. Cause it's not like if a nigga would have get out of jail that went into jail before 2020, he gonna come back. What the fuck happened? He be like, I gotta wear a mask, social distancing, all these type of things, man. These laws and stuff.
Nigga try to come up and talk to somebody, he starts stepping back.
Exactly,
like,
stuff like that. Food. He gonna walk in the store. He like, I ain't never seen a grocery store this fucking empty.
And those are the full storehouses.
Exactly.
And hey, another thing is, this is all. See, we speak about cannibalism. We speak about the food in some places being found empty, but you got to notice that it always says suddenly, man. And when you go into the word suddenly, it says unexpected. Now, for us that are in the know, which is in the truth, we understand these things are about to happen. That's why we're sitting here making this lesson, telling you, to look out for these things because these are going to come to pass. But that means you're expecting them. You're like, okay, this needs to happen.
It's like you got your guard up.
Exactly. You're watching. Exactly. You're watching for it to happen. We see we're bringing out articles. We're doing this. We're bringing out scriptures.
It's just like it's just like the parable when the Lord said if the man had a watch, he would have known that the thief came in. Because like you don't know exactly when a thief going to break in. He going to break in at 5 o'clock. You just know it's going to happen eventually. So that's how the plague going to be. We're going to be like, boom, the plagues. We knew it was going to versus you niggas thought it was going back to normal. Niggas thought you was finna be able to go to fucking whatever the fuck they go spring break. It's that one spot they go to. I don't even know what it's called. But y'all thought y'all was finna do that shit, man. Y'all was like, it's gonna go back to normal, man. I'm gonna be able to go to the store. It's gonna be full of fucking food, man. Shit getting high.
And they're not looking.
Exactly.
They're not looking for it to happen. So when it happens, it's gonna catch them so off guard. Imagine if it's about to happen tomorrow, right? And you only got 2 days worth of food in your house and you try to go loot the store or go up there and buy some food, but it's hyperinflated and you end up leaving with half a cart or a quarter of a cart of food, which is only going to last you half a week. So now you have in your house 1 week worth of food, So imagine that when you wasn't looking for it. So now when it happens after that half week, you not eating, my guy. You going to take that charagma. Yeah. They're gonna offer that too. You going to take it, but you still going to have trouble with that,
Exactly, because it's
like... turn off in the middle of your transaction.
Yeah, exactly, because like pretty much y'all gonna get to that. That's why I said, like I said earlier, you're gonna spoil your neighbors for good. You're gonna first, of course, it's gonna come off like this. Hey, you got some food left over, man.
Hey, watch American Blackout. That was the first thing the dude did before they came back with guns. Now what if they came over and they ain't had no food? When he was lying to him at first, but what if he actually came back with all them people in the guns and they ain't had no food? They would have ate them. They'd be like, well, we got to take you.
Exactly.
Start with your daughters, or keep them for sex trading.
Exactly. I'm going to put Isaiah 55 on. All right, this is Isaiah 55 and 11. He quoted earlier. It says, so shall my word be, they go forth out of my mouth.
Now, what is the Lord's words? All these prophecies, all the scriptures that we pulled out. And the scriptures,
it says it in,
I got another one.
So I'm going to pull this out real quick. What you going to pull out?
From the beginning.
Okay, I'm going to pull this out. This is 2 Corinthians 15 and 1. Actually, the Lord said, he says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth. So that means that they're not our words, they're the Lord words. We just the vessels. We just the pencil he using to write down you. You know what I'm saying? But you go ahead, Doc.
Isaiah 46 and 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, things that are not yet done.
And what's not yet done? The time of, cause we in Jacob trouble, but we exactly that's the major one. We in the time of Jacob.
It's not finished yet. It's
exactly.
Still happening.
We in the time of Jacob troubles. It just ain't hit the peak of Jacob trouble,
yep,
which is henceforth the beginning of sorrow. We are. You go ahead though.
that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And this is the Lord's will. This is his will. So the end was declared from the beginning, and we're witnessing the end, and we're taking notice that it's the end, and we're preparing ourselves by having our faith get higher. The Lord putting us in certain situations to increase our faith, and also us, fearing the Lord as best we can, because we know that's the only way you're gonna survive, by fearing the Lord, putting on all that armor, and continuing in the word of his patience, so that we can be taken care of, man. But not everybody has that wisdom. So when shit goes down, most people just gonna be assed out here, bro. And it's gonna be funny because you're gonna laugh. We're laughing now, and it's already pretty bad, but we're gonna be laughing then. Even us ourselves are gonna be pilgrims on the earth, but we're still gonna be laughing. Why? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab it right quick. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse 12. The fear of the Lord maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness and a long life.
Wow, man. What is that? Sorry, that says what it's called? Fear turns away wrath and all that.
Sirach 1 and 21.
Yeah, I'm gonna just read that real quick. I'm gonna read that.
It turns away wrath. So we're gonna be.
Of course, you're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
You're gonna see all this, because when you understand where all this. Hey, what did Paul say? Should it be evil in the city and the Lord has not done it? So we're gonna see a bad time coming, and we know exactly who it's coming from. It's coming from the Lord. So we're gonna be like, hey, and the Lord said that he not gonna hurt those that fear him. I might get that Sirach 1 and 20 though. It's Sirach 1, verse 20 says, the root of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sin. So of course, if you fear the Lord, you're gonna be happy as hell in that time, because like I said, ain't nothing sweeter than the fear of the Lord. You're gonna be happy as hell. The plague of famine coming.
It's gonna go over your head. It's not gonna hit you.
Exactly. Here it is. Hey, like I said in Psalm 91, a 10,000 at thy side, 1,000 at thy other side, but it shouldn't come nigh thee, because you made the Lord thy habitation. Shall no plague befall thee. We're gonna be looking at all these plagues, and we're gonna be happy, like. And think about it, cause I've always say this: why in the hell would you be happy if your rear's poking out your ass? You laughing at the other niggas, nigga, you starving, nigga, you starving too.
I got one right here.
How you gonna be like that, man? Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 91 and verse 14, and this is really heavy for this lesson. It says, because he hath set his love upon me. Now the Lord says, I love those that love me. And the way you love the Lord is by keeping his commandments and multiplying those talents he's given you. By feeding the sheep. Keeping the commandments and feeding the sheep.
Serving him with joyful of heart, man.
Fearing him. So it says, because he hath set his love upon me. Now, not everybody loves the Lord. People out here protesting so that they can kill their children. People out here, women out here doing their lords dirty, their man, that's their Lord.
Adverse
biblically. Yeah, everything's being so adverse, so they don't love the Lord. They profess with their mouths, I love God, but in their works they deny him. So it says, because he has set his love upon me, which we are doing, and you sincere listeners, it says, therefore will I deliver him.
Read it again, man.
It says, because he has set his love upon me.
So because you serve the Lord, joyful of heart, and then it even says that in what is it called? Revelation 3 and 10. Because you kept the word of my patience, because you served him, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation. You go ahead, though.
Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. Not everybody even know the Lord's name. And
look what the Lord said. He said, I should make a man more precious than fine gold, even a golden wedge of Ophir.
You carrying all of that oil, you got that candle, and you just moving with it. You're going to be very, very, very valuable in that time, Then
the example, he said, a river's in a dry place. Think about that. This place gonna be, and it's really spiritual, because this place gonna be dry in the bitch, because there ain't nobody got no living waters in it.
The dry, the valley, how does it go again? The valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, the valley of the shadow of death.
It's a dry ass, low ass place right here, man.
And you think about that, here it is, the valley of death, man, and you the only one that got the life, the protection.
Everybody gonna flee, Hey, best analogy I could give. At night where it's a street light and you see all the fucking bugs around it, but they can't, it's not really the sun.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Everybody gonna flock to that light source that can, But,
that's a good one.
But they're not gonna be able to get in that light. It's the light got it, the pole got it, but your ass not gonna get it. You gonna flock to it. It's gonna be dark. You gonna flock to it. But just like them bugs, you gonna smack it. It's gonna be the electric ones. You smack the shit, get shocked, and fall and die.
Yeah.
That's how you people gonna be. You fucking gnats. There's a whole lesson. You fucking gnats, man.
You go ahead. You say you pulling the scripture out.
I get one more.
I finished that. I'm finished that. Sorry, 1 and 20. 21. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. So, like I was saying, how the hell you gonna be laughing your ass off at another nigga starving? You starving too. It don't make sense.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
Your ribs poking out your ass. You can't eat. And you laughing at him, nigga. You dead, nigga. You dead too. You death to death, feminine. Exactly. You gonna be lamenting, mourning. So that means that the ones that fear the Lord, they not gonna be in that condition, man. They gonna be fine. Here it is, you know. I'm just giving a joke. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no brother finna be out in jail troubles fat than a bitch because they been eating so them. But like, we just gonna say you gonna have a full. Hey, marry. How you gonna be married in a time never seen before? You gotta think about that. You gonna be married. You gonna have a sound mind. You gonna be excited, man.
Because you fear the Lord. You got to fear the Lord.
Because you know you're not partaking in those things. What it's saying, Sirach 49. Those stuff were made for the evildoers. 49 and 10. You made for the evildoers. So like, you know that you're not gonna partake in those things. So you gonna be excited. You know what I'm saying? You like you pulling something out.
Oh, you good.
Yeah, you gonna be excited, man. You ain't getting touched by no plagues. And you know Jake love women. Isaiah 4:1 gonna happen. That's why women gonna flock to you. They gonna see that you had a true source of power. Now they think they think this niggas having all this money is a source of power, but what the Lord say, riches don't profit in the day of judgment, but righteousness do. And the ones that gonna know how to be righteous and serve the Lord, the ones that know understand the sayings of this book, man. As it says in not Second Timothy, it says in Timothy, all scriptures given by inspiration of the power, you know what I'm saying, for rebuke, instruction on righteousness. And not everybody subscribes to this book, man. Believe it, not everybody do. So the ones that do, that's serving him, they're gonna be that beacon of protection. Why? Because they in the shadow of the Almighty, man. The son of Psalm 91. And then when you think about when you in somebody's shadow, that means you protected from something. Just like we gonna be like a great rock in a weary land, that great rock gonna have a bigger rock than that, which is Yahweh Shah. He gonna preserve them, man. You got it.
I can pull this right.
All right, go ahead and pull that.
2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them. Now, let me pause right there and let's just see what these miseries are. Speaking of these plagues, let's just,
and then
it's just over and over.
It's
so
the aspect he said it. He didn't say, because he could have said many miseries. But he said great misery. So it ain't gonna be no
great.
It's gonna be the highest level of it. Let's say like he you get wounded. It's gonna be the highest level of a wound.
Unto death.
Hey.
So I got the 2nd Ezra, speaking of those miseries, say here is 15 and 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, and that widowhood gonna hit hard because these independent women, they think they're all independent and shit. When shit hit the fan and they understand that they need a man, they need to be up under a man, you know.
And like it said, I think it's Micah 7 and 10. Let me see.
Trodden down,
Yeah,
like the mire in the streets.
Yeah, I think that's
like
it.
shit. You know, you women gonna be fucked up because if a man gonna be in the streets yelling like he giving birth.
Imagine you women a weaker vessels.
Imagine a 6'5", 230
Kimbo
grown
Slice
ass
looking
man, you know, in the streets fucking yelling for his life, you know, because of the tribulation and lack of bread and the all kind of other aberrations and stuff going on in his mind.
Then if you think about it, bro, like, cause like, let's say like you hear somebody screaming, right? That because it ain't gonna be no scream like a joyful scream. It's gonna be a horrific, painful scream. And when you hear that, that's gonna scare other people. Like shit, like that nigga like.
Yeah, not one of them.
It's called.
Now he's talking about when nigga in the movies yelling at the top of their lungs.
Yes, and then you could imagine that, cause
Lord gonna travel all the way down the whole highway.
The Lord gonna have you hear. The Lord gonna have you hear, and then if you close enough, He gonna have you hear what's happening to him
in the woods.
He's probably getting mauled by a bear. You gonna hear the bones cracking, the fucking flesh ripping.
Well, you know what's gonna happen. The Lord gonna pull your deepest fears out of your mind and put it in front of you and manifest it. And stuff that you don't know you scared of. But I'm gonna finish this scripture out.
Yeah, go on for
49. I will send plagues upon thee. Now these are the miseries. Take note: widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilences to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Now we know it says that that's gonna be for the pride. Let's read that right quick. Verse 18, same chapter, 15 and 18. For because of their pride,
and when you're thinking about Salakia though, and when you think about pride, what did it say? It said pride is the beginning of you departing from your power. Speaking for the Israelites. So because of you ones that have departed from your power, and I assure them, because you're not serving Him, go ahead up.
For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So that pride is get these people destroyed. Here it is. They just had Pride Month, but these people walk pridefully every month, every day. So then we can go back to this scripture. 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries, we read those miseries, shall be done to them, and that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. Let me read that again. Many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, the end, right? These days, shall in that latter time shall dwell in the world, because same thing, right? Because they have walked in great pride. So the great miseries are coming for that great pride to greatly humble your ass. And one of those that we're speaking about today is that famine.
Man, that famine gonna really that's gonna straighten you niggas up to where you want to serve the Lord.
Yeah, you could talk to and fro.
Hey, like you say all the time, Mike Tyson, you could talk a lot of shit until you get hit. So you niggas, y'all out here with your chest out. You could go to your local grocery stores, you know what I'm saying, eat food. Shit, you said famine coming. My pantry full in the bitch. All right now, you talking like that?
You can ration that motherfucker.
Exactly.
All right, fuck it. Let's say this. Let's say you got a full pantry. You talking shit. You got a full pantry, okay? You went to the store. You spent hundreds of dollars on canned goods. You got something stored up for yourself. Shit goes down. You eating from that for 2 days. You like, I'm good. I got at least for a few months, right? Or a year or two, right? Well, boom. The scriptures say they're gonna go into each other's houses with the sword to spoil their goods. So let's say you in there. It don't even matter if you got weapons. You sleep. You not sleep. Somebody coming in from the back and somebody coming in from the front. 2 dudes coming in through the front. 1 dude through the back. You know. And it's you and your family in there. Now you gotta defend yourself. And that happens, let's say that happens like every night. Let's say you survive the first one, but the next wave come the next day. And then they start breaking in during the daytime. Because at first, you know, a lot of shit happen at night. But it's gonna get so ruthless, it's just gonna be 24. You know? So then they just breaking in constantly, like, we gotta get his shit. I know he got some shit. You can't survive that, bro. You need your Yahweh B'Hashem Shah with you. Not saying it's a bad thing to store food. You know, you ain't gotta even store up years and years worth like these crazy niggas doing. You know, which they're carnally prepared, but that's all gonna be given to the elect anyway. You know, so it's nothing you can do but fear Yahweh B'Hashem Shah and hope that, you know, you be found under his grace by doing his will. Seek what's well pleasing unto him so that you can get saved. You know, set your love upon him so you can be delivered from these great miseries and great tribulations and plagues, man.
Because whether if you want to believe in him or not, if you don't want to believe him, you're just fulfilling your lot that you're just gonna die in the place he's been bringing. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is purging out the bullshit, and if you along with the bullshit, you're gonna go with it, man. That's simple as that. If you want to be with the bullshit, which is you want to be joined with Esau, you're gonna fall with him because he's destroying Esau. If somebody, let's say it's a football team, if it ain't like, oh, that one nigga lost on the team, the whole team lost. So if you on that team, you're gonna lose. Simple as that. If you on a team with Esau, you're gonna lose, man. But you go ahead, you got a scripture out?
Yeah, this is Amos chapter 5, verse 19. This is what's coming to you, wicked people, niggas, basically. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion.
Wait, read the verse above that. I think it says,
18.
both of you desire the day of the Lord.
Oh, yeah, it does. This is verse 18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
And that's the ones, because we desire the day of the Lord, right? That's not speaking of us, that, you know, because we fear the Lord. That's the people that's not doing what they supposed to do, but they like, yeah, I'm ready. You know, this and that. Why would you be ready if you not? No, that don't even make sense.
I like how the brother I was saying, why would the Lord save a nigga that supports abortions?
Edomite. Why are Edomites desiring the day of the Lord? You supposed to be enjoying your time right now, because when the day of the Lord come, your time is up. So woe unto you. It's like it make no sense, you know. But go ahead.
Exactly. All right, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord.
And it doesn't contradict itself, because it says to hasten the day of the Lord, right? But that's for us. That's for the wicked people. This is for the wicked niggas.
Exactly.
Because you'll read it like, oh, I thought we were supposed to be hastening. Yeah, we supposed to be hastening. The Israelites, but for the Edomites and the Gentiles, fuck you.
Hey, you really think about it. You can think about it in the world sense. Let's say you got a test coming up. You know you studied your ass off, so you be ready. Like, I'm ready for the test. I want that hoe now because I'm ready.
Yeah.
The other nigga not hastening that test.
He might not even show up that day.
Exactly. He is like, shit, the test gonna come, man. And then you think about it. I remember I had seen this little thing. Because they desire the day of the Lord for dumb reasons. They desire the day of the Lord because they can't go have an abortion. Because they can't go do wickedness. So I just want this shit to be done with because I can't go do my wickedness like I want to do it. They design it for a whole nother reason. You design it, you're going to be a part of the wickedness that get destroyed because you're in league with it. Go ahead, though.
All right. From the top, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh, to what end is it for you?
Yo, what's going to be the conclusion? Go ahead.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
So it's going to be a very dreadful time, a very dreadful period. Go ahead.
Verse 19 says, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall,
Now-
a serpent bit him.
Now that's it's true. It's gonna be teeth of wild beasts out here, and which is also for evildoers. That's one of the Lord's judgments. But also that's symbolic for great tribulation.
Yep, on each side.
Yeah, everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, it's just gonna be great tribulation on your ass, you know. But that's also gonna that can happen. The Lord is gonna have teeth of wild beasts out here, but that's also symbolic for great tribulation, man.
Yep.
Just every side.
rest.
Yeah, man.
You just fuck.
Go ahead. Is that it?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But I'll put that. This will be the last scripture, man. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna finish it out because I want to get that second part. This is Ezekiel 14, and we're gonna start at 12. We're gonna start at 12. It says, "The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and I will break the staff." And staff pretty much represent like power, strength. "I will break the staff of the bread," so famine. And we see the Lord doing that now. That's how we know this place is not in league with Yahweh by Shah, because if it was, he wouldn't be plaguing it. So we keep going. It says, "And I will send a famine upon it, and I'm going to cut off man and beast from it."
So we know this place has trespassed grievously. So now the Lord is sending the plagues. We're in a time where this is the end.
Yeah.
He's breaking this bitch down.
Come on, man. This is verse 14, though. "Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it."
Now add yourself to that list. Read it again and add yourself to that list so you don't be discouraged. Go ahead.
"Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it,"
And Awar and Gadal. Go ahead.
it says, "they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith the Lord,
Now,
their power."
what's accounted us for righteousness? When you go and you look at Abraham, it was his faith. So, because if it was judged by the law
No.
for our righteousness, shit, we'd all be hung on the tree right now, set on fire, right? But according to Abraham, you know, when you go into what happened with Abraham, his faith was accounting him for righteousness.
And what did,
so
and
by
what did
faith,
Yahweh Shah say?
we're gonna be delivered.
Exactly. And what does Scripture say? When the Son of Man, Yahweh Shah, the deliverer, when your Savior come back to the earth, he gonna look for the ones that have faith.
I'm not. He didn't say whoever kept the law the best. You gonna make it. Then nobody gonna make it but him.
Exactly. Because really, it's like you gonna say.
I about to say, what the scripture say? Ye are saved by grace. Through
Through
grace by.
By
Like, yeah, by faith. Either way, it says faith and grace, you're saved. All right, and grace goes into good favor, and you know, your faith, man. All right, and it say the law. All right, because we're not bound by the law. All right,
Exactly.
now we're rehearsing it. Don't get me wrong. So we keep it to the best of our ability, but that's not what's gonna save us. Right?
Like you said, man. It's like you say, the law shows your faith in the Lord pretty much, because you believe. If you believe, the Lord will kill you for being, because the law, really think about the law is like a standard that the Lord wants you to uphold. Now, he's not going to judge you by that standard, but that's a standard he wants you to uphold when you're in his house. You want to be part of the house of the Lord, right? You got to hold up a standard. Exactly. So if you not holding up that standard, you being disobedient, the Lord going to get you for being disobedient. Now, is he going to be like, "Oh, you did this little thing wrong, I'm killing you"? No. He's like,
he knows that we're gonna go off. He know the workmanship of his hands.
exactly.
But, hey, he sent Yahweh Shah down for that. You know, that was all a part of the movie anyway.
It's like a dog, man. You say you got a dog and the dog fuck up one time. As long as the dog's like, okay, he fucked up, and the dog's still trying to help you, you gonna keep him. He's still trying to
He on
serve
the
you.
carpet and your ass just throw him out.
Exactly.
You kill him. Nah, man.
The dog, he's at the door crying and shit.
I'll bring him in eventually.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna read that again. It says, "Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it." So that's let you know that the elect gonna be in the midst of all these judgments happening, but they're gonna be preserved from it.
Now, what's the scripture that proves that? 10,000 at one side and 1,000 at the other. They
Exactly.
won't come near you. So we're gonna be in that situation. We're gonna be in that furnace like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. But not a hair on our head shall perish, or our garment. Go ahead.
And it says, "Where in it they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, said the Lord of power."
So we're gonna be in famine, but we're gonna eat. Us being the service of
Hey,
Yahweh
he
B'Hashem
should.
Yahushua.
My son, she.
How shall we?
Slack.
How shall we eat? The wealth of the sinners. We can. The Lord can give us that. Spiritual power. The Lord can give us that. Angel teleport another brother to you. The Lord can give you that.
Just think
It's
about
really an infinite amount. You knowing the laws on what you can and can't eat. That could save your ass, because you like, well, I see beetles, locusts, crickets every day. Get that. I can catch me a pigeon. Get that. I can find me a chicken. Get that. Certain herbs. Get that. go fish, know how to fish, catch me a fish, get that. You know, the Lord just brings some ravens with flesh and bread 2 times a day. You got that. Bro, it's the Lord can do anything he wants, bro.
It's
when you read the
numerous,
scriptures, it's a lot of ways you can be delivered from. That was just famine alone.
Yeah.
We wasn't even talking about all the other stuff. That was just famine.
Exactly.
And that's just famine. You know,
So
it's an
now-
infinite amount of ways, man. You go on and on. You know, Sirach 2:10. But go ahead.
Fine, man. That was pretty much it on that
Okay,
scripture.
well, hey, yeah, you know,
Yeah, well,
point's
we-
been proven, man.
Nah, man, we ended up on that, man. As you see, man, we wanted to touch in on the plague of famine, man. You know what I'm saying? Because famine is going to be a major key of how the Lord going to destroy a lot of you niggas, man.
And you see the woman came out with that video about the farmers. They're going through it. And that's for next year's stuff. So that means it's finna go down. It's gonna take this place over suddenly because it's not expected for America to go down. It's not expected for Americans to starve because they've been so gluttonous and they've been so high and haughty.
All their life.
Exactly.
God, this guy, you got pretty much, because, hey, as I said, the arrow was sent of a mighty arch. So as the arrow in the day, but pretty much we understand these prophecies got to happen. And especially when that charisma become mandatory, man, the world, a lot of you niggas gonna take that. If not all, a lot of you gonna take it. Some of you might die by the famine beforehand. But yeah, man, that's it on that, man. Lord will listen, edify and feed you lamb and sheep of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, man. We're gonna end up by saying, call Allah, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakadash. And to y'all, I'm gonna say Shalom, man.
Shalom. Got it.